Welcome back to another video, guys. In this video we'll be looking at one of the box from HackTheBox, and the box is Authority. It is a medium rated box on HackTheBox, which is a Active Directory based box. Okay, so um, in this the skill which we'll be learning will be how to crack Ansible vaults. We'll be exploiting a PWM, that is password management for Active Directories services. Sorry, it is a password self-service application for Active Directories, LDAP directories, and we will be enumerating and exploiting Active Directory Service Certificate, in particular misconfiguration of templates, and in it we'll be looking at ESC1 vulnerability. Okay, so let's dive into it. So I have already I have already done the nmap scan. Okay, in this we can see there is port 80 is open, port 88 is open, port 66 LDAP is open, and SMB port is also open. RPC ports are also open. Okay, so since SMB port is open, so let's just look at the null authentication via SMB client, which of the shares are there for us and which are not. Okay, all right. So there are two shares, department share and development share. Okay, so we can do is we and first we'll look at development share because that looks interesting to us. Okay, so we are in the development share. Let's just see what are the directories which are available to us. There's one automation directory. Let's see what's in it. So there is a Ansible directory in it. So let's see this Ansible directory have. So here we can see there are four different directories: ADCS, that is Active Directory Service Certificate, LDAP, PWM, and a share. So what I will do is I'll just download all the four directories onto my own machine, and then we'll try to look for sensitive information. Okay, so this I'll do mask cursive on, prompt off, and we'll do get star. So this will download all the files. Okay, while this is downloading we have also seen that there is port 80 is open. Okay, so this is Windows Server, and we have also seen that port 443 is open for HTTPS. Okay, we can do is HTTPS 8443 advance. We can view the certificate if there is something interesting in it. There isn't an interesting thing in the certificate. We can just accept the risk. It's loading. Let's see if this is down complete or not. Okay, still downloading and this page is loading. So it has redirected us to PWM login, and there is a notice. Let me just zoom into the notice so that you can see. So this is currently in configuration mode. This mode allows updating the configuration without authenticating to an LDAP directory first. Okay, after you have verified LDAP directory setting, use configuration manager to restrict the configuration to prevent unauthorized changes. So configuration mode shouldn't be available. This is a very big red flag. Okay, just say okay, and let's just see. Okay, down this is downloaded. What I'll do is exit, and I can see we have 4 share ADCS LDAP PWM. Since this is PWM, I'll first look into PWM. Let's say password. So there are different passwords. Okay. There's one password in Ansible inventory. So what I'll do is mousepad and Ansible inventory. Let's open it. Okay, so there is administrator user and the password is welcome one. But the thing is the port is not matching. What we can do is we can try to authenticate. Okay, close this thing. But it will not work. Okay. Because the I think the ports are not matching. Probably it won't work. But let's just say that X and RAM and then 11 to shoot administrator dash B welcome one. So as this is running, we can do is we can see we can okay. So here it is asking for configuration password. Right. It is WC PWM as a user. Okay. What if we do configuration editor? It is same. It's asking for a password. Let's try welcome one. Incorrect password. Okay. So we also don't have an RM with this password. So probably this password is a false password, or maybe initially put initial password which was changed afterward. Okay, what I can do is now there is main.yaml where you can see pwm admin password, LDAP admin password. Okay, so just get pwm false. Oh, okay, so we have Ansible Vault. Okay, so now what we'll do is just copy these. Okay, so I'll copy this in a text file and then I'll be back because so I'll be back in 2 minutes maybe. I have to reformat this thing again and make it so that we can crack these passwords. Okay, I'll be back. Right, so I've copied all these password. Okay, now what we have to do is we'll use Ansible to John and we'll just format these passwords so we can crack them. Okay, okay. So here you can see we have admin, LDAP admin, PWT admin login, PWM admin login, PWM password vault. Okay, and we have saved it in vault hashes. Now what we'll do is we'll use hashcat. So hashcat 16900 is for cracking Ansible vault password. And hyphen hyphen user is because we have used we are using format username password. Okay, so let this run. Alright, since I have done this before, it will be saved in before. So yeah, so this will be the password. Okay, so now we have the password. They all have same password. That is this gibberish thing. So which makes sense because they are encrypted in same Ansible files, right? What we have to do is we will decrypt those files. Okay. So for that, we will be needing we have to install Ansible hyphen core. Uh, that you can do it by pipax install Ansible hyphen core. Pipax is newly made functionality. Uh, if we use this, we won't be using pip 1 2 3 and breaking all the things. So yeah, use pipax and it will be installed. Okay. So when you are installing Ansible core, there will be something called Ansible hyphen vault. Okay, which we will be using for cracking this. Okay, so need this password. Just copy this and we have to just paste the password and we have password for LDAP admin password vault. Similarly, we will be having the password for PWM admin login, PWM admin password. Okay. All right. So we have password for LDAP admin and PWM admin password, PWM login vault. Okay. So this is the user, most probably SVC underscore PWM, and this should be the password. Let's try this. Session note here is just open the website again. Okay, let's go for editor and if we paste that password, sign in. Should work. Good thing that is taking time. That means it is working. Probably it's doing some backend stuff. Okay, so we are in the editor. So this was the password. Right. What we can do is we can see here LDAP settings, right? Right. So here we can see there is a connection setting in the LDAP. I think we can just test LDAP profile, and this is authority.authority.htb, which is hostname and username. Username we can confirm it. This is the username svc underscore LDAP, which is the user LDAP user, and authority.authority.htb. Authority is the hostname and authority.htb is domain. So okay, so there are some passwords, but you cannot see it. What we can do is we can edit this URL. What I will do is I'll edit this URL and tell it to point at me, that is 10 10 14 12. Okay, and hopefully if this work, it will give us some clear text password. But here's the catch: we will not be using 636, we will be using 389. 636 will not give us clear text password, but 389 is also LDAP, but it is not over SSL, so it will give us clear text password, hopefully, right? So, right, let's start. Get listener for 389, and we'll just do test LDAP profile, and we have this LDAP in the clear. This is the password for svc underscore LDAP. Okay, there's one more thing which we can do is we can use responder for it. Okay, so should just let it finish. Putting some water. You guys also stay hydrated. Alright, so there is error connecting. That's fine. What we can do is we can write sudo responder. Alright, so what this will do is this will catch the password. Okay, and we have to tell them on which IP to look on. So since I'm using VPN and it is on interface T10, so I'll do this. Okay. So it is listening for events. So let's just create an event. Okay, so it has captured previously, so that's why it is not showing. But if you're doing it for the first time, it will definitely show. Okay, so have the password LDAP. This, okay. So let's just use ULNRM to get into the server, and if this is the correct password, we will win the server. Establishing connection to remote endpoint, and we are in. So let's just see if we can get into, and we have user.txt. Let's go through what we have done till now. We have found the SMB share. We have looked into the share for sensitive information. We have found password in Ansible Vault. We have cracked that password uh, via Ansible to John and hashcat. That password we were able to log in into PWM. Since it was in configuration mode, we were able to look at the configuration and the configuration editor, manager and editor. In editor, there was configuration for LDAP. By exploiting that, we were able to get the clear text password of a user, and with that, we were inside the box with that user. So now it's time to do privilege escalation. Okay, so they might. So this is the way which I will be going on, which I'll be using for administrate for getting shell as administrator. There might be another way, and I think there is another way. If you see 0xdf uh, walkthrough, you will find another way. In the end, I'll be doing slightly different. Okay, so yeah, it's just so. Since we have initially seen that there is ADCS configured, okay, so what we can do is we can use certify, okay, and we can look for any vulnerability. Uh, okay, so let me. Um, So before going into that, let me give you an overview of what ADCS is and how it works. Okay, so basically ADCS is Active Directory Certificate Service. Okay, so what exactly it do is, let's say you are a user or a client. Okay, so you what you will do is you'll generate public private key pair, and this key pair is needed um, by the client. Okay, so once client generate a public private key pair, it will just send a certificate request, that is CSR, to enterprise CS server. Okay, and once that CS server received that request, it will see in that certificate template exist or not. If it does not exist, it will just say authentication denied or something like that. But if it does exist, CA generate a certificate and assign it using CA private key, and then it is just sent the client store certificate in Windows certificate store and uses it to perform action allowed by the certificate. So basically, there is a certificate template which determine that you are allowed to do things or not. Okay, so when will be so this is certify is a great tool made by Oliver. Okay, so what this will do is will look for all vulnerable templates or vulnerabilities in ADCS. Okay, so there are two ways. Okay, this will create files, or what other thing we can do is Windows text std out, it will just print out the text for us. Okay, so it has found the certificate authorities, that is authority CA. We should note this down, okay, because we will be needing this CA name in the future. Okay, we have seen the DNS name, this is the certificate. So what is the important thing which we should have noted is this is the certificate template. Okay, name is corp vpn, authority is authority CA, certificate authority is certificate authority CA. Okay, so client authentication is true, that means client can authenticate. Okay. And it is enabled, the certificate is enabled, and client authentication is true. And there's one more thing is, if you scroll down a bit, require manager approval. So we do not need any approval, okay, for authentication. So that means if we can just authenticate via this via this, we'll be able to authenticate without any approvals. Okay. If we go down, what is the enrollment permission required? So here it is domain computers. When computers have the right to authenticate. Okay, and here we can see ECS1. So 30 domain computer can enroll. So usually what it happen is domain instead of domain computers there are domain users which can enroll and which can do client and which can enroll via this template, and this template since allow client authorization we will be able to authorize. But the only thing is in this case there is domain computer, so what we have to do is we have to create a fake computer. Okay, create a fake computer and then we can generate or ask for a certificate to the enterprise here. But before that we have to confirm that we have that machine account quota set to default, or what is the value of it. So this will allow us to know that we can create this fake domain computer or not by that user. We'll be using net exec LDAP, username, password, FNM, mode is MAQ. MAQ means machine account quota. Okay, since this is running, let's see. Net user SVC app. So, so this user is not in administrator group. Alright, so we have the machine quota set to 10, which is default. Now what we can do is we can create a fake computer. For that I will be using uh, mpacket add computer. Okay, you can use this add computer. What this will do is this will create a computer. I'm creating by the name Anurag and the password is this. You can write any name, any password. Okay, once we hit, so successfully added machine Anurag dollar and the password is this. Now what we have to do is we have the machine. Now we have to generate or create certificate. Ask C enterprise to give us the certificate. Okay, we have to do that. So we'll be using certify. Alright, this is the command. This will request for the certificate. This is the username, name, password. CA, authority CA. I've told you before, you have to note down the CA, authority CA name, right? This is the authority CA, the DCIP, this is the template, this is the UPN, and we should hit hosting via RPC. Okay, so I'm getting some errors. Mhm. Let me see what this error is, and I'll be back again. Right, I don't know what happened. Just try to debug and it start working again. Okay, I have added this DNS. I've forgotten to add this DNS. It was not working with DNS also. I don't know what happened. Something broke maybe. So we have this certificate administrator authority PFX. Okay, so now we have the private key for the administrator user. We'll use auth command of the certify to get the NTLM hash of the administrator. Okay. Select 0. Okay, so my bad. We don't have to. We have to use this UPN. So, because okay, so it is giving error. Yes, what we have to do now is it is saying error while trying to request DGT. Right, KDC error. And that I just okay, so this GitHub link. Okay, so according to this comment, means the domain controller does not support PKINT authentication, that is authentication with the certificate. Okay, saying you still authenticate through LDAPs with the command certify LDAP shell. Okay, so now we will be using LDAP shell, LDAP shell, CIP should be 10, 10, 11, triple two. Disconnecting. Okay, so it is connected. Let's just type help. A bunch of commands. You can add computer, which we have done, and you can rename. Add user, create new user. And there is one thing we can do is we can add user to group. Okay. So since we have SVC user already, what we can do is we can add this SVC user to administrator and we will be administrator of that server. Okay. This is one way, which is, and there is another way. You can see it on OXDF GitHub, but I have completed this box via this way. So I'll be using this, I'll be showing you this way. Okay. So we have added this SVC to administrator. So let's see, just to log out once, then you have to log in again. And if you see net users, see tab, and we are in the administrators group. Okay, to confirm it, you can just my bad. This should be administrator. Alright, so we are in and we can see the root.txt. Okay, so this is it for the today's video. I hope you've learned something. If there's any feedback you want to give, I'm open to feedbacks. We'll meet again, and till then, happy hacking. I will link. Okay, so there's one more thing which I've done. I've created a pentest report for this. I'll be linking that in the description, and I'll be also linking the write up link in the description. You feel to check out. Yeah, happy hacking. Meet again.